welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Louise and I do weekly day off vlogs every Monday apart from this Monday because we had a slight issue with my YouTube channel recently. Obviously, if you've got me over on Facebook and Instagram, you will know that my YouTube got hacked into and it disappeared for a few days, so I didn't film anything over the weekend because I wasn't quite sure where I was at. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that did message me. I have so many people that like watched and messaged me saying, where's your channel gone? And it just made me feel like so good that people actually cared about my channel. Even though I'm such a small YouTuber, it felt really nice. So thank you so much if you're one of those people that messaged me. But my channel is back up. And I've got some good videos planned for you, starting with today's video. Now, I thought of a few ideas of what to do, and if you're new to this channel, I've recently moved to Canada with my boyfriend Jake, and there's a few videos that people have asked me to do, and I'm gonna do like the weird and wacky things of Canada. Now, when I've been on the phone to my friends and my family, they're like, oh, what's Canada like? I've decided once a month I'm gonna record one of these videos of the weird and wacky things in Canada. I'm going to point out 10 differences from Canada to the UK, things that I found out on the way. And there's a lot of differences from the UK, and then there is some similarities, but I'm just going to focus on the ones that are a little bit more unusual and things that sticked out to me since I've been lived here. So I've been living here since Boxing Day, so nearly 2 months now, which is absolutely crazy. Time is flying by, and every time something happens or I come across something that's a bit different to the UK, I write it down in my book, and like I said, every month I will tell you 10 of those. So anyway, let's get back on into the video now, and let's start with the weird and wacky things that I found out in Canada. So point number 1 is all about coffee. Now, as you probably know, Americans love coffee, but so do Canadians. There is a very big branch out here called Tim Hortons, and it's a bit like our Costa, and it's a bit like Americans' Dunkin' Donuts. It is absolutely everywhere. I think there's about 3 around the corner from where I live. There's like one in front of us, one to the right hand side and one to the left hand side. They are everywhere, and they're basically like coffee shops that sell donuts as well, and it's really, really good actually. I asked for a latte the other day and they looked at me so weirdly because they obviously have like the fresh coffee. But this is my first point. Now, if you go up to a coffee shop like Tim Hortons and ask for a regular coffee, you're not getting a regular size. You are getting milk and sugar in a coffee. I realized this when I went to actually McDonald's the other day. I just asked for a regular size coffee and it came, and I said, oh, would I be able to have a few sugars? They said, we've already put the sugar in. And I was like, oh, do you already put sugar in coffees? And they were like, you asked for a regular one? I said, I'm really, really sorry. You're gonna just have to explain to me, like, I'm new here. They're like, if you ask for a regular coffee here in Canada, they put a little bit of milk in and a little bit of sugar. So yeah, that's something new to me. So you literally have to say small, medium or large size, and then if you say regular, they're just gonna assume that you want milk and sugar. Which brings me on to another little thing about coffee actually, is when you go to a coffee shop, there isn't any sugars or milks or like anything on the side. Like for example, when we go to like Greg's or Costa or anything like that, you could go to the side and you can put your own sugars in and you can put your own milk in. In Canada, there is none of that. Like literally they do it all behind the counter. So if you want like 5 sugars, for example, you have to ask for 5 sugars to be put in and they do it for you. You don't physically do it. Which is quite weird. Like that's quite time consuming as well, like asking everybody if they want milk and sugar and then doing it. It's just so much easier to make the coffee and pass it to the customer. But anyway, yeah, that's my first point, is about coffee. So my second point today is all about plug sockets. Now this sounds quite boring, but it's something that me and Jake both noticed. So the plug sockets here, you can't turn off. So like at home you can plug something in and then turn it off with the switches, but here in Canada you can't physically turn them off. So if it's plugged in, it's always live, which I actually don't like the thought of. So like behind our TV we've got an extension cable with all these plug sockets in, and that is always live because I don't want to go behind the TV to constantly pull it in and out. But everywhere around that house that I've got plug sockets, I just pull out before I leave, like the kettle and the toaster. Like at home I would always have those plugged in with the socket turned off, but everything is unplugged now coming here. And also another thing with plug sockets is they place them in the most unusual places that you can think of. So right above like sinks, which is so dangerous. I'm actually going to go and take you over to the sink now to show you, but literally in the bathroom and in the kitchen they're both put in like such horrible places. Like, so I've just brought you to our sink. I'm sorry, I've got some stuff in there just drying, and these are the plug sockets literally directly above the tap. Like, and if we had our kettle and our toaster in and making breakfast while washing up, it is so dangerous. Imagine if like water got flicked into there. Like, it's literally crazy. And I want to take you to the bathroom as well. So we're just in the bathroom, and as you can see that like the sink is here, and then right over here is the plug sockets again, and you can't turn them off either, like they are there. I don't think I would ever plug anything in here like hairdryer, just because it is right next to the sink and it's just so dangerous. Am I the only one that thinks like these sort of things? But yeah, why would someone think in their head to put one of those there? It's so weird. So the next thing is going to be about beds actually. So this is our third point. So the third point is all about beds. So when we first moved here we were out bed shopping, and I've mentioned this in a few of our vlogs, but people kept mentioning box springs and I was so confused. I didn't have a clue what box springs were. But basically at home we buy a bed frame and a mattress. There's 2 parts to buying a bed at home. Here there's 3 parts to buying a bed. So I am going to upload a few pictures so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. But over here there is a bed frame, but the bed frame looks very different to the UK bed frame because it hasn't got slats. So a bed frame is literally just the outside of a bed frame. And then you have the box spring. Now the box spring goes into the bed frame, so then the bed mattress doesn't fall through, and then you have the mattress, which makes no sense whatsoever. Seems to think it's all to make more money in like the bed industry, is that you have to buy an extra part, but really all you need to really do is buy slats like we do in the UK. Then the mattress won't fall through the bed frame. Like, I'm really sorry, but how has no one over here thought of bed slats? Okay, so our fourth point is all about bank charges. I did mention this in one of my videos, but I'm just gonna say it again because this is another big difference, is you get charged for every transaction you do over here. So if you use your card at any point, for example, you get charged at least like $1 or $2. So if you go buy some shoes in a shop, you pay for the shoes, you pay for the tax, and then you pay bank charges. You can get some banks that like have a limit of bank charges. So as soon as you hit a certain point, for example $14, it won't go past $14 and that'll be your monthly charge. That's what me and Jake have got, because bank charges, like we draw money out all the time, we go and buy things all the time on our cards, so we don't physically want those bank charges to be quite high. So if you go to a cash point and draw out $20, then you get a bank charge for drawing out money. It's just so confusing, and you can only draw out money from your bank, otherwise you get an additional $3 charge. So for example, in the UK, if you're with Barclays and you go to Lloyds to draw out your money, you'll get an additional $3 charge. Like if you go to New Look and you buy a t-shirt, you buy the t-shirt for £20 and then you get an extra charge on top of that. Like, everything is money. Like, honestly, it's absolutely crazy. I was so confused when we found this out in the bank. Like, I'm physically buying an item with my money and I'm being charged to buy that item and use the card. So yeah, that was our fourth point. The fifth point isn't really a big woo, it's actually something quite small, but I just thought I'd add it in there. So when you do an Instagram story at home, you can add music. Here in Canada, you can't add music. Now, my friends that upload Instagram stories with music, it won't let me play your stories. It's so annoying. So if you add in music, it literally just doesn't let me play it. So yeah, that's a little point there. It's only a small point. It's nothing big that's gonna change the world, but I just thought I'd note that any Instagrams with songs in I can't watch, and I physically can't put any music on, which is really weird because when I was in America you could do it, and in England, so you would have thought like Canada is obviously a big country as well, like you would have thought it would be the same rules throughout the whole, but it's really not. This 6th point is so weird. So over here they leave their cars running with no one in it while they go like shopping. So we've noticed this a few times now. So we go to like a big supermarket to do our shop, and when we walk out we'll see the cars still on, the engine running, the keys inside it, with no one in it. So they go do their shopping and leave their cars on. I don't know if it's because of the weather and like turning the car off while it's freezing cold and then trying to get it heated back up again. I don't know if that's the reason why. If you're Canadian and watching this and you know why, please comment down below because I'd love to know. But it's so trustworthy. Like Jake said, in Birmingham where he lives in the UK, if you left a car running and you went to Tesco's to do your weekly shop, your car would not be there when you get home. Like, it's absolutely bizarre. We went to the garage the other day to pick up some pop, and I would say there's about 3 cars out front of garage just running with no one in there whatsoever. My 7th point is a really good plus about living here in Canada, and it is that there is coupons for everything. When I mean everything, this is a week's worth of coupons from our mailbox. So at the beginning of this week, I emptied our coupon drawer, and this week is now Sunday, and this is everything that we've got in the last week, and there is coupons for everything. You never have to pay full price here for anything. If you go online, you'll find a coupon. Like, it's crazy, like the amount of coupons that you get. We went into the Yankee store the other day to buy some candles, and once we bought it, they gave us more coupons. Like, it's not even just for food, it's for everything. Like, you save so much money. And when you go into like a supermarket, so one of the supermarkets that we shop with here, before you go into the supermarket, on the left hand side there's all these coupons for in the store, so you can just rip off the coupons you want, and it'll be like $1 off of some lemonade, or $1 off of butter, or $2 off the meat. Like, it's crazy how much they rely on coupons over here. I've watched documentaries before when I lived in England of like the coupon holders that just get loads and loads of coupons and stock up on food, and I was like, is that a thing? But over here it is a thing, and like I've already started collecting coupons because you get so many. And what's the point of paying full price when there's like coupons for like half the price? It's literally crazy how many coupons. Me and Jake went to Subway yesterday, and I had coupons in my bag, and it was buy one get one free on either a 6-inch or a foot long. Like, of course I'm gonna use it. You're saving yourself like $10, if not $15. So yeah, coupons, I love coupons. Okay, so we're nearly coming to the end now. We're on our 8th point. Now the 8th point is for drivers out there, is that you can turn right at the lights even if it's red. So if you're coming out of like a junction, for example, and the lights are red in front of you, if you're turning right, because obviously you drive on the right side of the road here, then you can go even though the light is red, which is really hard. And also if you're a pedestrian walking, make sure you look out for that. The number of times I've probably like walked out and I didn't notice there was a car next to me who was about to turn right. But that brings me on to another point actually, is pedestrians get right of way everywhere here. So even if it's your fault for crossing the road at the wrong time, they will stop for you. They are so kind over here. Like, if you're waiting to cross the road, they will stop. I don't even know if that's a law or something, because everyone is doing it. Everyone is letting pedestrians cross. But yeah, you can turn right at the light, which is it's actually really good for traffic, because say there's a massive queue of traffic and you're waiting to turn right, but there's no cars coming down that way. It just saves a lot of time, like waiting. You might as well just go. Okay, number 9 is all about basements. Now, I always thought as a basement to be quite a scary place that you see in movies, like they're dark and they're like under the house. And obviously in the UK, not a lot of houses have basements. But over here here, basements are a thing. Like every single house I know of that I've gone past has a basement, and obviously we stayed in a basement in an Airbnb for a very long time, and they're so nice. It's like a little annex as such, and yeah, everyone has basements over here. They're not scary, dark, where you just chuck loads of stuff, which I'm sure a few basements people use it as like a storage room, but I know a lot of people actually use the basement and like rent them out or keep them as other bedrooms or something like that. But basements are a thing over here. And now bringing me on to my 10th point, and this is one that I'm most shocked about really out of all 10 of these, is that there is no 1Ps or 2Ps over here in Canada. They got rid of 1Ps and 2Ps, like it's not a thing. So if you go to a store and something is $1.29 or $1.28, they round it up. If something's $1.22 or $1.23, they round it down. So when you go to the cash register, it will say like $53.93, but you only have to pay them $53.90. And I literally don't know how that would work if you're cashing up. Like I don't work in a store, so I don't know, but like surely they'll be down or up, like depending on that day. But it's like they've just completely got rid of 1Ps and 2Ps because they say they're pointless, but they're not pointless if it adds up to that. But you would think if they got rid of 1Ps and 2Ps, why didn't they change all of their pricing of everything so nothing is actually one of those numbers? They round it up to like the 5P or the O number. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, it seems so weird to get rid of 1Ps and 2Ps if you haven't changed the price of the stuff. Blows my mind. But yeah, anyway, that was my 10 weird and wacky things about Canada. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously some of those are quite interesting and some of you probably don't know about some of those facts. They're 10 things that I didn't know when I came out here, and like I said, I've just been writing them down to tell you guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it and make sure you subscribe if you're new here as well. And if any of you guys have any video requests, please link it down below, because I am in the process of writing out all of my March content. So if there's one of those videos out there that I've not thought of, then I'd love to hear from you guys. It can be literally about anything. I do videos on Disney and obviously Canada. But yeah, thank you so much for watching guys, and thank you so much for all the lovely comment as well, and I'll see you in my next video.